Let's have a look at some of the information that you need to know when you're doing volume calculations. So in this topic we're going to look at volume, which is the space inside a solid like this. Now if we have a look at this shape here, you'll notice that this cube has side lengths of 1 centimetre or 10 millimetres, depending on which unit you decide to work with. Now when we're going to do conversions between centimetres and millimetres in straight lines, we know that there are 10 millimetres to 1 centimetre. But if we're going to do some calculations with either centimetres or millimetres, we need to work out different size units. So in this case, the volume, as you're probably aware, is equal to the surface area of one end times by the length or the height of the object. So we can take the area of one side, side by side, side times side, and times it by the height of the object. So in this case, one of the surfaces is 1 by 1, there it is there, and it's 1 centimetre long. And when you multiply all that together, you get 1 centimetre cubed. Now, when we change this to 10 millimetres by 10 millimetres, our 10 by 10 becomes 100, and when we times that not by 1 centimetre but by 10 millimetres, all of those together give us 1,000 cubic millimetres, which means that that is exactly the same as that. In other words, in a little cube that is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre, if you were able to, you can fit 1,000 tiny cubes 1 millimetre by 1 millimetre by 1 millimetre. So that's 1,000 cubic millimetres in 1 centimetre cubed. Now I want to teach you how to do this. I want you to learn how to build a conversion machine for volume units. Let's start with this idea here. We want to go from millimetres cubed to centimetres cubed to metres cubed. Let's say that that's the range that we want to work with. Now, what we need to do is to start with our basic idea that 1 centimetre equals 10 millimetres. So if we cube all of these like this, what we work out is what we've got here, that 1 cubic centimetre, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, is equal to 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000, not centimetres cubed, sorry, 1,000 millimetres cubed. So that means that between here and here, and here and here, these two conversions, the magic number, if you like, is 1,000. Now, let's assume that we're going to go from millimetres cubed this way to centimetres cubed, and this way from centimetres cubed to millimetres cubed. Now the question is, do we times or divide by 1,000? And very simply, we know we're going to, if we've got centimetre cubes, we're going to get a lot of millimetre cubes. So that would be a times, and over here it would be a divide. Now, what about this cubic metre here? Well, let's remember that there are 100 centimetres in 1 metre. So that would be 100 cubed centimetre cube in 1 metre cubed. Now when you do this conversion, 100 times 100 times 100, now that's 6 noughts in the answer, that's a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a million, I'll just put commas in there to separate them, a million cubic centimetres in 1 cubic metre. So if you like, a million of those little 1 centimetre cubes would fit into a box 1 metre by 1 metre by 1 metre. So our factor here is a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once again, we would be dividing and going this way. We would be timesing by a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you need to learn how to build that particular shape. So millimeters cubed, centimeters cubed, meter cubed, in order. 1,000 a million, 1,000 a million, going from small units to bigger units, we divide, and from bigger units back to smaller units, we times. Very important rule to learn. All right, now what we need to do is a few quick conversions using the information that we've got. So the first one is to we take 5.8 centimetre cubes and we're changing them to millimetres cubed. So we know that we've got 5.8 times, because we're going from centimetres to millimetres. Remember, we've got it, I can just write it up here quickly. Remember, millimetres cubed, centimetre cubed, metres cubed. Going this way, we divide by 1,000, divide by a million, and going this way, we times by a million. All right, so if we're going to go from centimetres cubed to millimetres cubed, centimetres cubed to millimetres cubed, we're going to times by 1,000. So that's our factor. And when we times that by 1,000, we get 5 times 1,000, so that's 5,800 millimetres cubed. Let's try this one. We've got 2,400. Now we're going from cubic millimetres to centimetres. We're going this way. So we take out 2,450, and this time we're going this way, so we divide it by 1,000. So if we've got 2,000 and we divide it by 1,000, we'll look at this one, goes down to 2, so it would be 2.45. We don't need to write the 0 down, centimetres cubed. All right, so you can see the conversions are not that hard. What about metre cubed to centimetres cubed? Well, we'll take our number, 2.594. We're going from metres back to centimetres, so it's going to be a times. And there's a million of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we take 2 and times it by a million, we get 2 million. So it's 2,594,000 centimetre cubed in that many cubic metres. Going the other way, we take our 5,200,000, and because we're going from centimetres back to metres, we're going to divide by a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 5 million divided by a million goes to 5. So that's where our decimal point will be, 5.2 cubic metres. All right, now we're going to our next one, and I'll just extend up the page. We're going from metres cubed to millimetres cubed. Let's do it again. We've got our millimetres cubed. You should practice doing this. Millimetres cubed, centimetres cubed, and metres cubed. Now we're going from metres to millimetres. We're going this way. So this is going to be a times, remember? And we've got a factor of a million here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a factor here of 1,000, 1, 2, 3. So if we do that, I can write my 2.3, if I times it by a million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then what I do to go to the next stage is times it again by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going from there right across to here, and what I end up with is a very, very big number. So let's see, we've got metres cubed through to, yeah, that's right, very, very big number, this one. So let's see, metres cubed, so we've got our 2, and we've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, places. So that takes up 1 to there, and then that's 1, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll just put commas in now to see the separations, or you should do a space. So if I wrote this properly, it would be 2, 300. That's how many millimetres cubed there are in 2.3 metres. What about this one here, going the other way? Well, remember, going this way, we divide by 1,000, and here we divide by 1,000,000. Let's double check that. So we've got it right up here. There it is, 1,000 and 1,000,000. That's right, so we've done it correctly. So let's have a go at this one. So we start with 7, 2, 0, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then another 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so what we've got here is we're going from now millimetres cubed this way to metres cubed. So the first step requires us to divide by 1,000, 1, 2, 3. The next step requires us to divide by 1,000,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we do this, we're actually dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. So that means that we would cut back from here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We might as well cross them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 0.72 cubic metres. So there you go. That's how we do the conversion back again. Takes a bit of work, but remember, it's only playing with the zeros, adding them or removing them. And if you do that and practice it, you'll actually get that right. So if you need to watch the video again to see it, by all means go ahead. And we'll leave that there for now. You need to go and practice that.